Ever notice that manufacturers are trying to cut costs whenever they can? Unlike me, like this yummy yellow curry. There's a new fad with manufacturers which is kind of annoying actually, and it's all about getting rid of the centre stands. I understand why they do it. It lightens the weight so their specifications can show the bike being lighter, and also cut costs. Hey, it's something else they don't have to add. Unfortunately, if you want to oil the chain or clean the chain or generally do some maintenance on the rear wheel, you can't do it, and that's kind of annoying. Here's our little bike sitting there. My CB500X. It has no centre stand, and look at that slack on that chain. I want to do something about that. That's a little bit difficult. And Mandy's CB500X, same deal. Exactly the same deal. So I did something about it. Yes, I could have actually gone out and I could have bought centre stands, and that would have cost me a fortune. Something that didn't cost me quite the same amount of fortune was simply buying one of these little things. So what that'll do is the swing arms here, it goes onto the swing arms, you lift it up, it lifts up the back of the bike. A couple of options, different ends that are padded that can go onto the trailing arms either side of the rear wheel. So I'm going to undo it and have a look. It had another cardboard box around the outside, so there was a box protecting the box, which was really nice. Okay, zipping it out here. It's protected with bubble wrap, which is also very nice. And we got some instructions as well. We won't be needing them. Oh, a sticker. It's always good to have a sticker. Oxford, I see that they've got heaps of different things. Little tool boxes and all sorts of things available. Right, the wheels are plastic. I guess they're not sitting on there all day, so it's just lift it up, work on the chain, take it off, so that's all right. Steel components other than the wheels. Guess I could always replace those wheels with something a bit more durable if necessary, but I won't worry about that at the moment. I have the world's bluntest scissors. It's okay. It'll do the job. Bubble wrap off. They got their sticker on the side, and it seems to be manufactured quite well. The welds look good. Yeah, it's painted nicely. Sweet. I'll get the other one open. Gave up on those scissors, they were shocking. Went back to a knife. We have two uprights, and there's a hoop section here, which will go around the back as well. So everything's pre-drilled. I'm sure that there's bolts going in there, and there's a little bit of a plastic clip thing here, which I haven't quite worked out what that's for yet. Looks like all the bolts are hardware's here. Have to go over to the shed and get a few tools, and that is the little L piece that goes underneath the trailing arm to lift the bike up. You can use bobbins, I think they call them as well, but there was nowhere for the bobbins to go on either the CB500X or the CMX 500, which is why I went this way instead. So I'm hoping that fits the bike easily. So not being from Amart or IKEA, they didn't throw in a dodgy set of Allen keys to put it together and a dodgy spanner which doesn't quite fit. So I had to go and get my own dodgy tools to do this. I just grabbed the King's tools that I had on my Land Cruiser because it's closer than the shed. So pretty easy by the looks to put it together. There just seems to be a bit of a saddle that goes through the hole where the hoop actually locks into. So if we have a look at that, we have these bolts with the saddles which will go either side, and the hoop will come through and just push onto there like that. The main thing is I've got to work out which way this hoop goes up. So I might even have to resort to looking at the instructions. So funny enough, the instruction don't tell you which way it has to go, but using my noggin I kind of worked it out. If we have a look here, alright, so if I had the hoop this way around, when I push the bike down, I wouldn't be able to get my fingers underneath here to lift up the stand again. So in fact, it's going to have to be this way around. And that way, it gives me a handle to be able to lift that up and get the bike back off the stand later on. It's known as a Paddock stand, I believe. And yeah, it should be pretty simple. Let's have a go. Alright, crazy simple by the looks to put it together. Grab my friendly spanners. And all we have to do is slide the hoop in there, back here, line those holes up, grab my friendly saddles, and I'll whack them in. One saddle on one side, saddle on the other side, nylock, so it doesn't vibrate loose and fall apart, and then you'd have to try and find that bolt. That wouldn't be a happy moment. Come on, get in there. Well, there we go. Sweet. Just, yes, it is the smallest shifter in the world. A little 4-inch shifter. I guess I could have used a socket set. Yeah, there's 100 different tools you can do to use to do the same job. Really doesn't matter, does it? Yep, they're done up. And the final piece is simply the parts that go onto the trailing arms. Oh, slide in here, a bit of back off this thumb screw. The washing up's beside us. Yeah, that wobbliness, yeah, that's no good. I will have to tighten it up to get rid of that wobbliness, that could be dangerous. So they do have to be tightened up a little bit there, that's alright. That's why we use our brains when we do things. Yeah, that one's nice and tight. Cool, so they're in, but as I said before, this is a bit wobbly. So I am going to have to tighten up these saddles to get rid of that movement, because I don't like that movement. If I can't do that easily, what I'll do is I will just drop a bit of weld down there. Yes, I won't be able to pack it up again, but I don't care. And if I just drop that bit of weld down there and there, that'll actually make everything nice and solid. Cool. Okay, so revision number 2. Yes, do these up with force. So I did them up with a bit of force and no movement at all anymore. So it doesn't rock side to side there anymore. I'll try it on the bike. If I'm happy with it, great. If not, I still will weld those up so that they won't move at all once I've got a weld on them. But I may not need to do that. So the next step is to kind of get the stand in the right position. And it's all about adjusting these little blocks so that they are directly under the trailing arms here of the bike. And of course the bike's sitting on an angle, so it's not the easiest thing to do. The bike's on an angle and the stand's straight. So you can get one right, but the other one you can see is nowhere near where it needs to be. So I'm going to bring it back to about here, the stand, and then try and put it up and see what happens. All you need to do is pretty much grab a hold of the back of the stand here and rock it down. That's the idea anyway. There we go, let's see what happens. So I'm going to straighten the bike up first. I'm going to see what that does to the stand. And of course those little pieces later upside down, of course. Right, no. I need to adjust that out a bit. But there, I think, should be good. That might do the job. Take 2. good on that side, and that's good. That's flipped over again. Take 3. I think I got it this time. There we go. It's in the right spot. And now I just should have to. There, look at that. Look at that. So it was a bit scary, a little bit fiddly. Put him into neutral. Fantastic. So if I look at it from this side, I'll bring the stand up to the bike. I'll get those little L pieces around the right position. About there somewhere. Okay, and then to straighten the bike up. Get this stand in the right spot. How's the other one going? No. Okay. I did make an adjustment, and of course the adjustment was wrong. Take 3. Alright, try again. Alright, that side's on. That side's on. Put the pressure on. Oh, look at that, one-handed. Oh, that's great. So I'm very happy with that. You can see how secure that is. It's not going to fall off that stand. I don't know if you heard the stand snap down with the weight of the bike before. The wheel's up nice and high. Oh, that's worked really well. Let's try Mandy's bike. Alright, on the back of Mandy's CMX 500, it looks like the rear of it is a bit wider, just the way it's been designed and built. So I had to push those L blocks out a fair bit further. But I believe it will be as easy to push up. Let's have a look. Hitting on something. Okay, take 2. It's not wide enough. Wow, this is wider in the rear by a lot. This way? Oh, it's a disc brake wire. Let's go further up. Okay, let's try that out. No, it's just not going to fit. It's not going to work on Mandy's bike. No way it will. That's really annoying. So it'll work on mine, but not Mandy's. So I did find out a way that I can make this work. I'm not real happy with it though. You can see that the L bracket on this side is on the trailing arm correctly, but on this side it's actually just pushing up whatever it can. It's not actually coming out where it should do around the side here for safety. Yes, it'll work. Yeah, I can still turn that around to clean the chain, but it's certainly not as good as what I would have liked it to be. You might be able to see that underneath there. See, the block is just pushing up here, whereas that block should be all the way out over here. Yeah, Oh well, sort of made it work. Quick hint for young players, make sure that the stand is down before you actually take it back off the paddock stand. Make sure your side stand is down is what I'm saying. Otherwise when you put it down, the bike will just fall over. So there you go, it works perfectly on mine, not so much for Mandy's. I will have to modify it to make it work for that. It's alright, so not too much of a problem. Already got some ideas brewing about how I can do it. The main thing is the L part, which is a protection, the big rubber block, is just too wide and it's not allowing it enough width in the back end. So the CMX is actually quite wide there. Makes you think that a lot of bikes is probably wider than just a little 500cc Honda. So hey, okay, I'll just have to do a bit of modification. Not to the bike, to the stand, but I'll make it work.